Howdy, folks. I'm Brian.
I'm Amber.
And here's some Reddit. Alright, folks. Our first letter is titled, Am I the Jerk? My mother-in-law says that I'm a creep. My mother-in-law has been staying with my husband and I for almost 2 months now. It's driving me up a wall. She's constantly rearranging the furniture and throwing out food that she doesn't like. My husband won't make her go home. We are expecting and he thinks that I will need her help. I very much may, but I don't want it from her. I have all kinds of hormones, and I want my husband to take care of my needs, but he won't with his mom in the house. She also loves to come into our room at nights. She usually knocks, but not always. My husband went out of town for the weekend to his friend's wedding. If I called, he could have been home within 2 hours, so I was okay with him going. My mother-in-law chose last Saturday night to come into my room to discuss who knows what. She caught me taking care of my own needs with a toy my husband got me. We just sort of stared at each other. She went beet red and slammed the door. I called my husband and told him that I want her out. She called him and said that I'm a maniac. My husband has finally agreed to letting me have a lock on the bedroom door. I told him that if she is still here in a week, I will be moving to my grandparents' house until she's gone. I just want my privacy and my husband back. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. I'm going to give you a 0.
Yeah, I think that OP gets a 0. Husband gets 3,
No,
maybe 4.
husband gets the full 5. Mother-in-law is only is behaving badly, but husband is enabling it.
She certainly is enabling it. So let us know what you folks think. How many stars, how many jerk points will the husband get? I think that he does deserve a number.
Yeah. And I would recommend OP staying at your grandparents for the foreseeable future and reevaluating your relationship, because it sounds like he's not doing anything and meeting the needs you need him to. And
Yeah.
he's catering to his mom. And
I think that's the biggest problem here. It seems like he really just wants to cater to his mom and make her comfortable instead of you, OP, and you're his wife, and you should be his top priority in that respect. Like, he should not be prioritizing his mother's comfort over your comfort, and I think that's really telling that he's doing this, and I don't think that's good at all. So, yeah, I don't think that OP is the jerk in this situation for wanting the mom out of the house and wanting a lock on the door, and both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, this is really controlling on his part, where OP's like, well, I don't want her help, but he's like, oh, no, I know better. You do want her help.
Yeah, exactly. It's like OP may need help, but from someone who is actually going to be help, and not, oh, here, let me rearrange your furniture again.
And throw out more food that you want. But I don't like it. So yeah, anyhow, take care and good luck. And 172 says, not the jerk. A week strikes me as incredibly generous. And why on earth do you need his permission to put a lock on the door?
Mm-hmm.
And Straight Singer 2912 says, info, why has she been staying with you for so long, and why hasn't your husband listened to you? Is there an end date for her to leave? Let me tell you, your husband is not going to ask her to leave. His solution is for you to put a lock on the door. So mother-in-law can stay, but he'll now tell you it's okay because she can't go into the bedroom anymore. I'd say the lock is permission is a bad sign because it means he expects her to stay longer, but this will keep you quiet. Go to your grandparents. This is toxic. Speaking of toxic, our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Giving My Brother and His Wife 2 days to return my piano? That's 2 days too many.
Mm-hmm.
This one does have a content warning. It does involve the death of a spouse. I'm a 32-year-old female, and I developed an interest for piano after meeting my late husband, who was a piano teacher for 7 years. He taught me to play it, and he helped me to buy one, a used one, but it was still a bit expensive, 2 years ago. Well, I play it every day. After his passing, 6 months ago, I just find comfort in spending time playing. However, my brother and his wife, who came to stay with me for 2 months after losing their apartment, always complain about the piano noise, although I only play it at daytime. Sister-in-law and I started arguing more frequently, and my brother told me to only play it when they're out, but I refused. Imagine that. You play the piano in your own house. Well, yesterday I was out with friends for the day, and then I came back in the evening. I found that my piano was gone. Turns out, my brother had moved it to a friend's garage, I don't know which friend, while I was gone. I blew up at him and yelled that he had no right to move or touch it. His wife said that they did this as a last-ditch effort to get some, quote, peace and quiet in the house. My brother reassured me that he'll give it back once he finds his own place, and I get to live alone and play the piano all day long. He was sarcastic in his last line, and I couldn't take it. I told him to pack and leave my house because they were no longer welcome after this. He freaked out and tried begging me to take it easy and be more rational. But I threatened to call the police if they refused to leave. He took his family and left. The piano is still not back, and they're saying that they'll give it back if I agree to let them move back in. Basically wanting things to go back to how they were when they were complaining about the noise. They believe that what happened was a misunderstanding. Wait. How do you have a misunderstanding of moving an entire piano? There is no misunderstanding. You can't just move a piano and be like, it was a misunderstanding. We thought you wanted the piano gone that your late husband helped you pick out. And every one of us mishandled the situation, so now they want a fresh start. I lost it and told them that they have 2 days to return it or I'll call the cops on them. Mom is pressuring me to take them back, saying that it was my fault for not having any consideration for them as guests to begin with. But I refuse to take them back and put my foot down on the time that I gave. Now I'm being called irrational and cruel to kick my brother out and watch him struggle and refuse to let him move back in and choosing to escalate this to the authorities when I could just let them move back in and get my piano back. All right, folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. I'm going to give OP a 0.
Yeah.
I'm going to give brother and his wife 5 stars for essentially, not stars. Let me rephrase. I'm going to give brother and his wife 5 jerk points for essentially stealing your piano because you have no idea where it's at. So for all intents and purposes, it's stolen.
Yeah. That's really what this boils down to. They stole your piano. They basically tried to use it as a blackmail chip, and then when you refused, they got all mad and everything like that. Now, if your mom has such a problem with this, why doesn't she let them move in with them?
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts. I just don't see why she can't handle them. Now, maybe they're in a different state or in a different place, but that is not your problem.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you played the piano, it sounds like respectfully. It sounds like that they were in a hard time and you're still grieving. Like, your husband passed away only 6 months ago, and this is still, a hard situation for you, and this is how you are dealing with your grief. And they're being extraordinarily cruel to not allow you to have this outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't think that you're a jerk. I think that this is a very reasonable demand. They crossed the line by stealing your piano.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. Anyhow, take care and good luck. And Last Dreamer M says, you're still grieving and your jerk brother and mom pulls this stunt on you. What in the world? He's gonna put the piano on Craigslist for some quick cash after you made him move out. Call the cops today. Not the jerk. Actually, that is actually a really good point. He might try selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that isn't the case. All right, folks. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Wanting My Son to Walk Me Down the Aisle at My Wedding? I am a mother of 2. My son Justin, 19, and my daughter Megan, 14. Their father passed away years ago. I'm currently engaged to my fiance, Kane, 41, and we're getting married soon. I'd already made Megan part of the wedding, but I didn't know what to do for Justin. Then the idea popped up in my head. I thought it would be incredibly nice if Justin can actually walk me down the aisle at the wedding. I brought it up to him and he cried and agreed. I told Kane, but he wasn't happy. He said no without giving me a reason. After pressuring him to talk, he just blew up and said that I was supposed to choose a person who had an impact on my life. My father's deceased to walk me down the aisle, and not my own kid. Like your son might not have an impact on you. Really, really. Maybe you should choose someone, OP, that's like family, that's close to you, who has some special significant meaning to you. Maybe someone like a son. I told him that my son is my role model. He's been through so much, like health issues and school issues, and he took care of his sister during an incredibly difficult time and basically held the family together upon his father's passing. I told him that this is what I want to do, and that if he's not okay with it, then it's his problem. He lashed out and said, "No, no, 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 it's your problem. I don't want people laughing at us at the wedding." We argued about it, and then he stormed off, and now he's trying to speak to Justin, but I told him to stop. He lashed out again, saying it was wrong and selfish of me to make this kind of decision without consulting him first, and that it's our wedding, but not just my wedding. Am I the jerk for this decision and choosing this as my hill to die on? We still haven't talked after that argument. All right, folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. I'm going to give you a 0. I mean, what you're proposing here is really sweet and sentimental.
Yeah, I think so.
And I would seriously rethink the relationship over, like, if he's this adverse to this, then I would think about whether you really want to marry him.
Yeah, I think that this is presenting some pretty big red flags. And I mean, hopefully this is something that he's just overreacting about and has some kind of weird hang up about it. And after giving it some thought and after talking about it, hopefully he'll come around and be like, I just felt like it was not really an appropriate place for a child to walk their mother down the aisle, and I didn't like what that dynamic meant between me and your son or something like that. The important thing is that you two have a relationship and you're trying to celebrate it with people, but I don't think that you're wrong for wanting your son here, and I think that he's being very unreasonable by trying to prevent you from doing this.
Yeah, well, and weddings are about families, and
Yeah.
what better way than to incorporate your children in your wedding party?
Yeah, exactly. I think that that's a great idea. And Squirrely Squirrel says, "Not the jerk. My son walked me down the aisle when I got married. He was 4, and it was lovely. We had the registry said, 'Who welcomes this man into the family?' And he said, 'I do.' We focused on the welcome to the family, not the giving away. I think it's amazing that your son was so touched. I have some serious concerns that your partner might have some other issues. Time for some serious discussions on expectations. Is he even a good guy?" All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I have a tea right here. Amber has a tea over there. And Amber's also got a joke for us. She says it's not very good, but I'll let you folks be the judge.
What do you get if you put your jacket in the microwave?
What do you get if you put your jacket in the microwave? Well, I imagine you get a house fire.
Hot Pockets.
Ah, ah, ah. I guess so. I guess so.
I figured no matter what happens, the pockets are going to be pretty toasty.
Yes. I imagine they would be pretty toasty if they were on fire. And I have Mega Mint tea. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. And if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. As you can see, the weekend came and the weekend went, and I still have no outro scene. I thought it was going to be a quick fix, but it looks like I have to do some reading up on it because it's just residual from my upgrade. I had some other technical issues that happened, and so that was what ate my time instead of fixing this stuff. So technical issues upon technical issues. Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's a fitting. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.